Coming up in this edition of the 2018 FIFA World Cup magazine, we're at the Konoplyova Academy. We learn how the FIFA World Cup is affecting the philatelic world. And we meet Russia's all-time leading goalscorer, Alexander Kerzhakov.
It was certainly an emotional time because I had only ever seen these players on TV, and now I was training together with them, with Ignashevich, Berezutsky and Akinfeev. Of course, I didn't go straight into the main squad. I was training and playing with the reserves, but in time our coach, Valery Dzagoyev, involved me with them and the rest of the first team.
In December 2007, Alan Dzagoyev signed for Moscow giant CSKA. It marked an incredible rise for the boy from Beslan, who was encouraged to take up the sport by his parents.
Honestly, I didn't expect everything to happen so quickly and so well for me. I thank God that it did, and I guess it was down to the hard work I put in.
In his first season with the Army men, the midfielder enjoyed unprecedented success. He won the Russian Cup, was named the best young player in the Premier League, and his fine form earned him a call-up to the national team.
Even though I was playing and scoring regularly for my club, CSKA, to be called up to the national team was a surprise. I didn't expect Gus Hiddink to pick me for the squad. Of course, I am grateful to Gus for this. I really liked Gus, both as a coach and as a person. He played a very important role in my career.
Since then, 26-year-old has starred for both club and country, making 50 appearances for the national team and winning a total of 9 trophies with CSKA, including 3 league titles. Though he's yet to replicate his club success on the international stage, he did fulfill a lifelong dream when he made his World Cup debut at the 2014 tournament in Brazil.
Any major tournament or major game you play has a certain feel about it. I remember when I was younger, my mind would be buzzing thinking about these opportunities. You dream about playing for the national team and in tournaments like these. When I was a child, I remember watching the 1998 World Cup. Like everyone else at the time, Ronaldo was my favourite player. I liked watching him play because when he was on form, he was the best in the world. So when I eventually made it there, it was amazing. Every game gave me goosebumps. It was great to hear the anthem and our fans cheering during the match.
The next 18 months will be the most important in Russian football history, with the country set to host both the FIFA Confederations Cup and FIFA World Cup. It's a period that Alan Dzagoyev will have a front row seat to, and one that will define the next stage of his career.
The upcoming Confederations Cup will feature some very strong teams. This is good because it gives us the opportunity to test ourselves against the best, which for me can only be a good thing. Taking into account our performances at the last 2 major tournaments haven't been great, we know we have a lot of responsibility on our shoulders. We know we have to play well and bring the fans back to the stadiums. During the upcoming tournaments, we want people to forget about everything else and only think about football. Football and more football.
One of the stops on Alan Dzagoyev's road to stardom was here at the Konoplyova Academy. Located in Tolyatti, on the banks of the Volga River, around 80 kilometers from Samara, it's famed for the number of Russian internationals it's produced. Dzagoyev's time here and his achievements since, along with those of his fellow graduates, have made him a role model and a source of pride to all those involved with the academy.
Of course, they inspire the younger players. They know these players all trained here, and with the right attitude and dedication, they can follow in their footsteps.
They motivate and encourage us all. We see their achievements and we understand that our dreams can come true. The main thing is we have to believe and work hard to achieve them.
In Tolyatti, everything is set up for the players and their development as footballers. The 2 years I spent there helped me a lot to develop as a player. They helped me focus on my training and allowed me to pursue my dream.
Founded in 2003 by local businessman Yuri Konoplyov, the academy works with over 500 players aged 7 to 18. Its facilities include 9 pitches, a fully equipped gym, a medical centre, as well as dormitories and tutoring for all the students. The sporting and the academic are perfectly balanced here, with all the players' development monitored both on and off the field. It's a setup that the late founder would have been proud of.
He lived here and loved football. He put a lot of effort and money into this academy. His dream was for the children who trained here to go on and play for Russia and wear the colours with pride. It's one of the lessons we teach the children. We tell them that the one thing they should focus on is playing for the national team, not Manchester United or Chelsea. That was the reason the academy was created.
The academy runs a total of 11 teams, many of whom have tasted success at both regional and national level. It also acts as a feeder for Krylia Sovietov's under-21 team.
Each age group requires a specific point of focus. Take the younger children, for example. In the beginning, we don't force their development. Their skills come through on their own. We don't teach them football straight away. We organise activities that allow us to observe them and gauge their natural talent. With the older ones, we pay more attention to technique and their physical development. It's a step-by-step approach.
When it comes to recruitment, the academy regularly holds trial days, and its scouts frequently travel across Russia to uncover the next generation of stars.
I'm Nikita Ponomariev. I'm 16 years old, I'm a left-back, and I've been at the academy for 2 years. Being here has helped me a lot. Personally, I think I've developed greatly as a player. I've started playing better, and it's made me realise I can pursue football as a career, that it's what I want to do with my life. Every person in the world wants to work and enjoy what they do. For me, that's to play football.
To be honest, what I like about Nikita is his desire. He has a lot of desire. Sure, he still has some weaknesses in his game, but he knows what they are and he works hard on them. If he continues to work as hard as he has, I think he'll become a good player.
With its rich history of producing top-level players like Dzagoyev, all those involved at the academy will be looking on with pride as Russia prepares to host the 2018 FIFA World Cup.
These days, there are a number of players representing the Russian national team who came through the academy. Players like Artur Yusupov, Stanislav Krytsuk and Alan Dzagoyev show that we're on the right path. We hope that at least one, if not more, will be involved in 2018. We mustn't rest on our laurels, though. We must continue to work hard for the future generations.
Owning a piece of World Cup history is something all football fans relish. As part of the build-up to the 2018 edition in Russia, a series of philatelic items have been released to celebrate the tournament and the rich history the beautiful game has here. For Alexander Kozachenko, who hails from Pugachev, a small town 200 kilometers south of Samara, these particular pieces of World Cup memorabilia offer him an opportunity to indulge a passion he's had for over 40 years.
I started collecting stamps in 1975. I was 6 years old and my father gave me my first batch. They were a series of stamps that showcased international football. From then on, it became my interest. All through my childhood, youth, my whole life, it's been my hobby. Practically all my free time is spent collecting. I think the idea to release stamps ahead of the World Cup is a really good one. It's the first time in history that the tournament will take place in Russia. And of course, the fact the stamps are connected to football in Russia gives me an excuse to expand my collection. What I like about them is that they showcase and remind us of those players who represented and honored our country at previous World Cups.
Страна участвовала в чемпионатах мира по футболу.
The main objective for a collector is very similar to that of a footballer. You strive for the very best. In football, you want to score a goal and win. And in collecting, you want the first editions, stamps, postcards, and the postal mark, so that the entire process is complete. There's passion in both. You know you have to persevere because you don't know whether it will work out or not.
Получится, не получится.
The main aim is to get both the postmark and the postal stamp with the date the stamp is launched. This makes it more valuable. It takes time and effort to achieve this.
Надо все собирать. Потому что
Because the tournament is here in Russia, time is of the essence. I need to collect them all now, because come tomorrow, after the tournament, I won't be able to. They'll be gone.
It's a symbol of my city. It's a symbol of my heart, and I love Zenit very much.
It's Zenit's emblem, its face. It's an indispensable part of the club, something without which the team cannot exist.
For me, the shirt is the most important thing in the world.
It's beautiful.
Zenit is St. Petersburg's only Premier League club, and for its fans, nothing encapsulates the team's success and standing in the game here quite like its famous blue shirt. But it's a colour they haven't always worn. Throughout its history, Zenit has played in a variety of different colours, and even once played in the same colours as rivals Spartak Moscow.
In the past, the match programs would say Zenit St. Petersburg, and the kit was described as electric. I like this word for the kit, electric, because it meant the strip could be any colour.
It's unknown to the fans, especially the younger generation, that Zenit used to play in red and white. Red was used mainly in the 60s and 70s. This was due to the fact that in 1961, the club was taken over by a department of sport called Trude. Its main colours were red and white. It wasn't until the late 70s that Zenit got back to its initial colours. A lot of people find it symbolic that following this change, our team won bronze in the 1980 season, and then 4 years later won the Soviet top league to become national champions. Thus, the three colours of the club were established to distinguish Zenit from other white and blue teams around the Soviet Union. This is how our set of colours was formed, and we are still white, blue and sky blue today.
This change to their current white, blue and sky blue palette made Zenit Russia's first three-colour club. In 2008, they also released a special golden kit to commemorate the team lifting that season's UEFA Cup. A colour they again donned in 2015 when they won their fifth Russian Premier League title. To commemorate this achievement, a star now appears above the logo on the shirt. It's successes like this that have helped the team to garner even more support in recent years and ensure their popularity with generations to come.
It has a history, a tradition and a legacy that you can't run away from and you can't turn your back on. It showcases that in this city there is one team and that it's instantly recognizable as being from this place, St. Petersburg.
The city of St. Petersburg is known worldwide as a centre for arts and culture. And at the turn of the century, some new and gifted individuals appeared. At Zenit St. Petersburg, a host of exciting young footballers emerged that would form the backbone of Russia's national team for years to come. One of these players was Alexander Kerzhakov, and he'd go on to become the most prolific goalscorer in Russia's history. Alongside Andrei Arshavin and Igor Denisov, he became part of a new hope for Russian football and a period of unrivaled success for Zenit.
We were part of a generation that coincided with a period of time when Russian football started to attract a lot of attention. But our journey started long before all the money came into the game. At that time, in 2001, it was very difficult for me to imagine that Zenit would become one of the strongest and most powerful clubs in Russia.
Part of three Russian Premier League winning sides in his two spells at Zenit, Kerzhakov finished as the club's top scorer on no less than 6 occasions. He also enjoyed a successful spell in Spain with Sevilla, winning the UEFA Cup and the Copa del Rey, before returning to Zenit via Dinamo Moscow. It was, however, his form in the early years at Zenit that caught the eye and earned him a call-up for the 2002 FIFA World Cup.
When you are 19 years old, it's hard to describe your emotions. You're very young, and here you are going to a major tournament as part of the national team. Your teammates are players you've only ever seen on TV and on posters on your wall. And now here you are playing together with them at a major tournament representing your country. Looking back, it was clear to me that it would have been worse if I hadn't got onto the pitch at all, because there were guys who came with us as part of the squad who never got any playing time. I was very lucky to take part in 2 World Cups. When Capello joined the national team, for me personally, it was my happiest period playing for Russia. Capello trusted me as the main striker in the team, and I managed to pay him back with my goals, helping us to qualify for the 2014 World Cup. Looking back, the 2002 competition was hard for me to concentrate on. This was due to my age and the fact I was playing in such a major tournament for the first time. In 2014, it was very different. Due to my experience, I was completely aware of why we were going there and what kind of tournament it was. I had no other thoughts on my mind. I was completely focused on my training and the matches. Sitting on the substitutes bench, I was doing warm-ups, preparing myself psychologically so that no matter how much time I would spend on the pitch, I would be at my best. Then, in the 70th minute, when the team was losing 1-0, I came on. I managed to score the equalising goal, but it wasn't to be. We didn't win the game. Although we were knocked out of the tournament, I still felt proud. To stand out in the World Cup is a pretty big achievement, because not many people even get to take part.
That goal against Korea Republic in Brazil equalled Vladimir Bezchazny's record for the Russian national team. And with 4 goals since, Kerzhakov is now the outright record goal scorer for Sbornaya.
All of these personal achievements that a player gets, such as the record scorer, the best player, are achieved with the help of his team. So I'm always grateful and thankful to my teammates and coaches for helping me score. It's through them that these opportunities were created.
Still an important member of Zenit's squad, he last appeared for the national team in March 2016, but missed out on a call-up to that summer's European Championships in France. With 2018 looming, it remains to be seen whether the country's top scorer will be involved in Russia's home World Cup.
It's necessary for the players to understand that the World Cup and representing the national team is the highest honour that you can achieve in your career. It's a home World Cup. All the fans are looking forward to the emotions and the spectacle. They believe that the team, at home in Russia, should perform like Korea did in 2002 when they finished 4th. The team just needs to play freely and unite as one for this to happen.